Lockout laws. The policy issue. King's Cross was famous for its vibrant yet dangerous nightlife. This nature caused issues surrounding alcohol-related violence. There were 2 deaths in 2012 and 2013. 18-year-olds Thomas Kelly and Daniel Christie were victims of one-punch attacks, separate incidents that killed both teenagers. This sparked a call-out for the government to do something about alcohol-related violence. The government took action to enforce new laws to tackle this issue, the lockout laws. Currently, the lockout laws are as follows: 2 a.m. lockout, 3:30 a.m. last drinks, and 11 p.m. closure of liquor stores. Previously, lockout and last drinks were both half an hour earlier, and liquor store closure was an hour earlier. These laws were reviewed and changed in early 2017 due to the success of previous laws in reducing alcohol-fueled violence in the King's Cross and Sydney CBD precincts, as you can see in the table. Stakeholders' perspectives on lockout laws vary greatly. There are a range of stakeholders both for and against the laws for various reasons. Stakeholders in support of the laws are hospitals and emergency services, especially St Vincent's Hospital in Sydney, which is around the corner from the King's Cross. They say that there has been a 25% drop in critically injured patients coming into the hospital, and ambulance calls have dropped by a third since the implications of the laws. Police say there are fewer incidents of savage assault recorded since the laws were implemented. Residents of King's Cross and surrounds also say there have been a positive dramatic change in the area. Families of partygoers are also commending the safety address of the laws. And lastly, other major cities outside of Sydney are in support as they're essentially getting a free go as tourists are more attracted to the freedom of those cities without the restrictions in place. Now, stakeholders unsupportive of the laws are, interestingly, again, other major cities. These cities are also against the laws, as major cities including Melbourne have trialled the laws but have scrapped them, and the Gold Coast was also supposed to trial the laws, but decided against it as previously standing regulations had failed. Also, the obvious partygoers, who are mostly teenagers and young adults attending these clubs, are not happy with the restrictions being placed on their once free nightlife. Some people are saying it's not as relaxed as before, and nights need to be planned to make sure friends get to the venues on time. Business owners are not happy either. Many businesses are losing profit and even being forced to shut down. It is believed that the drop in foot traffic because of the laws, an 80% drop to be exact, is the cause of the loss of business. Lastly, as a result of this loss of business, hundreds of employers have also lost their jobs and are understandably unsupportive of the effect these laws have had as a result. International policies on lockout laws. It has been mentioned that no city around the world has laws like Sydney's. However, it is known that international countries, United States, and the United Kingdom have major cities with laws and regulations in place to help prevent disorder in their areas. The US's Los Angeles is a world city and has no lockout times. However, they do have a last drinks time of 2 a.m, and their liquor stores must also close at this time. The UK's London, another major international city, has no mandatory last drinks or closing time. There is also no lockout. However, most clubs raise their entry fee in order to encourage partygoers to arrive earlier and therefore leave earlier. The UK and London have initiatives in place to deter violence called Pub Watch, Club Watch, and even Shop Watch. And there can also be orders made for specific venues requiring a 3 a.m. closing time. In my alternate policy, I will take parts of the international initiatives as well as incorporating some of the standing parts of the Sydney policy to create a policy that in my eyes is better suited to Sydney. There will be no lockout. However, in place of this, there will be a suggested rise in entry fee of clubs after a certain time. This will encourage partygoers to arrive earlier to the clubs and therefore hopefully leave earlier. Also adopting from the UK will be mandatory watches, like Club Watch and Pub Watch, etc. These watches will assist security and police in preventing violence and reporting disorder as soon as possible to the authorities. Next, there will be a 3 a.m. last drinks period. This will be kept from the previous Sydney laws. And lastly, bottle shops will be required to close at 11 p.m. in identified problem areas around Sydney, such as King's Cross, but closure will be 12 a.m. everywhere else. I believe that this policy addresses the safety needs to enable the objective of reduced alcohol-related violence in the Sydney area, while still enabling a free, moving nightlife. Thank you.